Hey guys, I'm Steff and welcome back to my beauty stash. Today we have another foundation review and it's another like skin tint type of foundation. This is the new one from Tarte and I know it's kind of hard to see with these lights in here, but this is a Tarte Sea Hydroflex Serum Foundation and I picked up the shade 14S, which is a fair light sand. I did order this from the QVC app and it did come with a brush right here, and the set retails for $39. $39 or $39.50, one or the other, but I will have it linked in the description box of this video in case you do want to pick it up, because right now QVC is the only one who has this. So because we're on this big skin tint, skin veil trend right now, I thought some of you would be really interested to see how this is going to perform. Let me just give you a little bit of background on my skin type before we jump into the deets about this new foundation from Tarte. I am 39 years old and I have normal to oily skin. Oily primarily in my T-zone. Right now, my major concerns are my large visible pores and the fine lines that are under my eyes. Now, makeup will tend to cake up on me right in this area almost upon initial application if a product doesn't mix well with the other products that I'm pairing with it. So for example, my foundation powder concealer combo, or maybe the primer foundation powder combo, something like that. If it's going to work, I'm gonna know by how it looks right here on the tops of my cheeks. Now, my nose and around my mouth area are typically the place where foundation breaks up on me first. And I do have a little smile line right in here where foundation likes to settle in from time to time. But what I look for in a foundation, that's hard to say because I try a whole bunch of different foundations. Like, that is my favorite thing to do here on my channel is foundation reviews. But I don't mind a matte foundation. I definitely don't mind like a natural finish, dewy, glowy foundation. I love trying everything. I tend to prefer more medium to full coverage foundations, but lately, guys, I've been trying a lot of light to medium foundations and they have been doing so well. So I am very excited to be trying this new one out from Tarte. There are a lot of things from the Tarte brand that I do enjoy using, so I do have high hopes for it. But let's do deets about this new HYDROFLEX foundation because there is a lot of good stuff that is packed in here. Then I will take you to some swatch photos that I did of this product in natural lighting and compare it to some other serum-like skin tint products that I currently have in my stash. Then we'll do the application and I will be taking you through a 2-day, 10-hour wear test with this new Tarte HYDROFLEX Serum Foundation. So if you want to see how this beauty is gonna perform on this 39-year-old beauty over here, keep on watching. The new Tarte HYDROFLEX Serum Foundation is a weightless, everyday foundation that looks and feels like skin. It provides medium coverage with a natural finish. It hydrates for 16 hours while brightening and blurring. It contains hyaluronic acid, vegan collagen complex, niacinamide, marine plants, and vitamin E. This is a skincare infused formula that promotes better bare skin. It also has sweat protect complex, which keeps skin looking fresh. The new HYDROFLEX Serum Foundation comes in 32 different shades and retails for $39 with a brush on the QVC website. All right, guys, so let's start applying this new Tarte Sea Hydroflex. Again, I'm in shade 14S, which is a fair light sand. Now, it did come with a brush, but I also have my damp Wet n Wild beauty sponge here. So we're going to try both. I have not even swatched this. This is what it looks like. Oh, I think that's going to be a good shade match for me. It's very runny, very liquidy. So I guess let's start with the brush. Actually, no, I need to do some primer. I'm going to do the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Watermelon Dewdrops. Oh my gosh, I should have done this before. Why didn't I think of it? But I use this both as primer on some days, and then I use it as part of my regular skincare routine on other days. But I really enjoy it as a primer. I think it makes the foundation look so pretty Oh my gosh, this is like running all over my hand. So now, let me go in with our brush. I don't like this brush. I do not like this brush at all. I think it's soaking up a lot of the product too, the brush. Go figure, brushes don't usually do that. All right, so I've gotten everything that was on my hand, and I am seeing a little bit of coverage, but this brush is just too flat and kind of hard. No, we don't want to use this one. Not going to use that one. So let me squeeze out some more. I'm going to try my BK Beauty 101 brush because this I know works for me. Much better. How many of you all picked up anything from BK Beauty over the Mother's Day sale? I know they had 20 to 30% off of their entire website. Don't mind the lines of the pillow. It is early in the morning and I'm getting ready for work. So I definitely like the way this brush, and it's not even using as much, is applying the product. So if you do end up getting this kit that has the brush along with the foundation, you might just want to save the brush that it comes with and use it for something else. I did not like it, or maybe you will like it. I usually like Tarte brushes. They're actually pretty good, but I didn't care for this one. These lines are distracting me. I don't know how much you can see them, but I think it looks nice. It looks good. It looks very dewy, very hydrating. This says it's going to provide a natural finish with medium coverage. And I can see that we're almost at medium coverage. I'm going to take my damp beauty sponge. I'm going to pick up what I have left. And I'm just going to pat in or pat over the areas I want more coverage. And just also pat all over to make sure that everything is seamless and really pressed into the skin, especially around my nose. Sometimes the brush has a hard time doing my nose. Squeeze out just a little bit more, like that much more. Just build it up right here. I can definitely see that it's building up and I'm liking the coverage. I think the shade is pretty good for me. I was worried it was going to be a little too dark, and that's okay if it was. You know, like I told you guys, I'm working on my tan, hoping to go to the beach this weekend again. This is definitely blending nicely into the skin. It is not laying on top of the skin, which is great because this is another one of those like skin tint like formulas, except it has pretty decent coverage. I would say this is very similar to the Fenty Eaze Drop, but I do think that this one from Tarte is definitely more lightweight and it's definitely more runny, definitely more watery, which of course makes it a lightweight formula. But I think that they both provide the same amount of coverage and they're both gonna have the same finish. Okay, so this is what we are looking like. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the coverage. Now for my under eye concealer, I have a Tarte one right here, and this is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer, and I use the shade 10 and Fair. Put that here. I'm just gonna do like I normally would. All right, so that blended out well. I'm gonna add a little bit of setting powder just to my T-zone and of course under my eye area. I've been really enjoying my Thrive Cosmetics Soft Focus HD, is it HD Blur, HD Setting Powder. This has been working out really, really well for me with all the concealers that I've been pairing with it. And you guys know I wear different items every day, just to try stuff out and see what works and what doesn't. You definitely want to make sure that I do my nose today because I am, like I said, getting ready to go to work. I'm going to be wearing a mask on and off throughout the day, so I want this to look as good as possible. And for somebody like me that has normal to oily skin, setting my nose especially is going to help improve the longevity of the product. I'm not going to set the perimeter of my face just so we can see how the product does on its own. But yeah, this T-zone, I got to set it down. I'm just going to do a little Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Alright, and this is how we are looking with powder and concealer. So far, so good. I'm happy with the coverage. I'm happy with the shade. Very happy with the finish. Even though I did set down my T-zone, I still feel like it's not completely matte. Like there is definitely a natural finish, which is absolutely perfect. Right here on the sides, it does feel a little bit tacky because I didn't set it. But I am going to go in with the rest of my makeup a little bit later, and they're going to be powder-based products. So they'll kind of, you know, help to set this entire foundation. But I will be giving this Tarte Sea Hydroflex Foundation a good 10-hour wear today. It's going to be a hot day today, guys. I'll be both in and outdoors pretty much all day long and working hard to buy some more makeup. So my next check-in will be the midday check-in, and of course at the end of the day to give you guys my first impressions, initial thoughts on the HYDROFLEX foundation from Tarte. So I will see you guys a little bit later. Hey guys, this is the 5-hour check-in with this new one from Tarte. This is the HYDROFLEX Foundation. This is what my skin is looking like. So I have a quick little story to tell you. So on my way to work, I have about a 20-minute drive to work. And of course I have my water jug and I'm sipping on it, hit a bump in the road and some of the water splashed. And I kind of just pat it out with my hand. I didn't stop to check the mirror or anything like that to see, you know, what had happened or if anything had come off. But when I parked at work, I saw that all on my chin where the water splashed, the foundation had come off. I was like, oh no, and that's because I set it with powder. So I just kind of, I had my damp beauty blender that I had used earlier, so I kind of just patted it out and it went over fine. Like it managed to, I managed to put some coverage back. But yeah, it had been, what, maybe 30 minutes since I had applied the foundation, and then that happened. And then it came off. So this is not waterproof. It's not even really water resistant if it came off that easily. But other than that, I really like the way it looks. It feels really lightweight. I love the glow. I love the nice healthy glow that I have to my skin. I love the coverage. And right here, here's my mask. I have been wearing a mask on and off all day. And it has come off a little bit on my mask. And another thing that I will say is I didn't set the perimeter of my face, but I feel like I need to. For me and my normal to oily skin, it just still kind of even feels a little bit tacky. So that is definitely something, maybe if you don't have dry skin, it might not feel that way on you. But if you're normal to oily and full on oily, this is definitely something that you're going to want to set down. And that's why I'm not really going to do a wear test with this not wearing powder, because for me that I'm here at work and I'm wearing the mask, powder is going to help improve the wear and longevity of this foundation. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be trying it with a different primer, a different setting powder, different concealer. But for right now, 5-hour check-in, day 1 with it. Not bad, really, really nice. It's just laying really well on my skin. No complaints right now, but I will be back at the end of the day in another 5 hours to give you guys the final check-in of the day and to see how this new HYDROFLEX from Tarte is holding up. So stay tuned. All right, guys, we've come to the 10-hour mark of this new Tarte Sea Hydroflex Serum Foundation. And this is what my skin is looking like. So let's look at the obvious. My nose, there's like half of it missing because of the mask. On my chin, part of it is missing as well. I'm obviously a little bit shiny to the point where it looks like I'm shiny. You know, it looks like I have oily skin. It is breaking up right here between my eyebrows, and it has settled into my pores right in this area. You kind of see that the coverage has kind of faded a bit since this morning and even since the 5-hour check-in. I like the finish of this foundation. It's definitely a natural finish with like a slight radiance to it, like a glow, a dewiness to it. But it's very comfortable on the skin. It's very lightweight. It's a serum foundation, and I think those words describe it perfectly. I don't feel like it caused me to get excess oily. This is usually how my skin would look around this time without doing any touch-ups, which I didn't. I'm just a little disappointed with the wear of it and how it looks now at the 10-hour mark. And really, that's all I need out of my foundation. Just get me a good 9 or 10 hours, and then after that, it can do whatever it needs to do. But I have other foundations that definitely look better at this time than this one does right now. So I think the shade, I am wearing shade 14S, which is Fairlight Sand. I think the shade is pretty good, but I don't like how it's just kind of caking up in here. It really all rubbed off already on my nose and my chin, and then even my forehead. Usually my forehead is always the smoothest part, but it's already breaking up in here where the oil is starting to come through, and I did powder down my T-zone. So I don't know. I'm going to try it again tomorrow. I guess I expected a little bit more. I expected this to wear like the Fenty Eaze Drop. That one looks pretty good. I didn't expect this to look like the Nabla one. The Nabla one is right now my all-time favorite. But I expected this to wear more like the Fenty one, and I like the way the Eaze Drop looks on my skin at this time versus the way this one does right now. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow how it does with those different products. We'll see if there's any change, any improvement. But this is what we're looking like at the end of day 1, 10 hours later, with the new Tarte Sea Hydroflex Serum Foundation. Hey guys, good morning. Today is day 2 of my 2-day 10-hour wear test with the new Tarte Hydroflex Foundation. And this is what my skin is looking like. I have to say everything is intact, well, as it should be. It's been an hour and it's looking really good. So let me share with you what products I used in today's application. I started off with the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. It's a pore filling primer. So this foundation went over it very, very nicely. And I did use my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush to apply the foundation. And then I went in with a damp beauty sponge just to pat out any areas where there might have been brush strokes or anything like that. For concealer, I'm using one of my favorites, and this is the Dior Forever Skin Correct. I use the shade 1N in this one. Is that the shade? Yeah. I use the shade 1N in this one, and I did spot conceal just a little bit right in here. Perfect shade match with the new foundation. Again, I am wearing shade of 14S, which is Fairlight Sand in the Hydroflex Foundation, and I think it is a really good shade match for me right now. As far as setting powder goes, I went in with one of my holy grails, and this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Loose Setting Powder. I think this might be discontinued soon, guys, so if this is one of your favorites, I would definitely grab it because I don't know how much longer this is going to be around, and that's a shame because it's a really, really good powder. And then to lock everything in place, I went in with one of my favorites from the drugstore, and this is the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. Love this one. I've used this for years, and it does a great job of just making my makeup last all day. Now, this eye look you see right here, I know you're probably wondering about it. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video because I am going to be duping the brand new Natasha Denona Zendo palette. You're definitely gonna want to stay tuned for that video, but this is how my skin looks. This is how my makeup looks. I will be back in a few hours for the midday check-in, and of course at the end of the day to give you guys my final thoughts, my review on the new Tarte Sea Hydroflex Serum Foundation. Hey guys, this is the 5-hour check-in with the new Hydroflex Foundation. Pretty good. Much better, I think, today than yesterday. I feel like I don't have any oil coming through at all. I do feel it's a little bit more matte today than it was at this time yesterday, but because I did pair it with a different primer and a different setting spray and powder. So I think all of that is helping, and I really do love the coverage that I'm getting. I just love the way it looks right now. So far, no problems, not even with mask rub off. It looks pretty good, really happy, and we'll see how it looks in another 5 hours, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we've come to the end of this 2-day wear test with the new Tarte Hydroflex Serum Foundation, and let me get up close and show you guys what my skin is looking like. I have to say, I think it looks much better today at this point than it did yesterday. Like, I really like the way my skin looks today. And I'm pretty sure that has to do with some of the products that I used today versus yesterday. So today I did go in with the Tarte Smoothing or Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is really a good primer. If you have large pores, if you have oily skin, this is a really good primer. I know it's been around for a while. I just recently purchased it a few months ago after getting a deluxe sample size, and I just fell in love with it. And this pairs really nicely with this Tarte HYDROFlex. So together, they are fantastic. The setting spray, or the setting powder that I use, I don't have it in front of me, but it is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. That has always been one of my favorite setting powders. And I also think that helped allow the makeup to hold up all day long. I'm not oily, I'm not shiny. I am totally different than the way I was at this time yesterday. And today what I did was, of course, go in with these different products, but I also set my entire face. So yesterday I did not do that, but today I made sure to do it. And it looks fine. I have a little bit of rub off right here from the mask, but guys, it's been 10 hours of wearing the mask on and off throughout the day. I think around my nose, you can kind of see the oil is starting to come through. So it is looking a little bit cakey, but not bad. Not bad at all. My chin is definitely a lot better than what it was yesterday, but there is a little bit of rub off down there. But my pores, it did not settle into my pores the way it did yesterday. And look at my forehead. My forehead is completely smooth. I have coverage on the sides of my cheeks. Today was just 10 times better than yesterday. So this little beauty, I was getting worried about it, but today it's a completely different ball game, and I love the way my skin looks. This is really a serum foundation. It is very lightweight. It doesn't settle into fine lines, but I do think if you are of a normal to oily or full-on oily skin type, the way I am normal to oily, it is definitely something you are going to want to set with your favorite powder and use in conjunction with your favorite primer and concealer. That should do the trick for this one. Now, if you are of a dry skin type, you might not feel the need to set this at all. It might just work fantastic for you on its own. It does have the hyaluronic acid, it has the niacinamide, it has those marine plant extracts, it has algae, it has vitamin E. It has a lot of great skincare loving ingredients. So I do like that a lot about this product, and I am going to be happy to use it going forward. I also need to give a shout out to my NYX matte setting spray. This setting spray works. If you're looking to try out a brand new setting spray, you don't want to pay a lot of money, I think you can get this for $8 at Ulta or wherever NYX is sold. They even have like a dewy finish, and I like to use them both together. I'll do the matte right here in the middle of my face, and then I'll spray the dewy on the perimeter. Did not do that today. I used this matte all over. And look at how my skin looks. It looks really good. I have to say, I think this saves the day for a lot of foundations. I would definitely check this out if you haven't. Highly recommend this one from NYX. But the other thing that came with this foundation was the brush. And you saw me use this during the application portion of the video. Didn't like the brush. It is a flat brush. I mean, it's pretty dense. I don't know, it's not that soft. I don't know. You know what I think I'm going to use this for? I have a lot of those, and I don't have it here in front of me, but I have a lot of those like body shimmer products. So I think I'm going to use this for applying those products because this is going to be perfect for that. Now, in the DEETS portion of this video, which you guys saw way early on, I inserted some swatches so that you can see the shades in comparison to other serum foundations that I have in my stash. And I want to just quickly mention that the Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation, this is definitely a heavier foundation versus this Tarte HYDROFlex, and you do get more coverage with this one. You also have the SPF factor in this one. So if you're looking for something a bit heavier and with more coverage, then this one wouldn't be a bad one to check out. I also compared it to, of course, the Fenty Eaze Drop, which these are really, really similar. Look at that. And they both have like the little squeezy tube applicator. So with the Fenty Eaze Drop, I use shade 3 in this. This one wears beautifully, and it does get me a good 10 hours before, you know, starting to break up and all that stuff. So I would have to say that today, they are equal. Like, they both perform really, really well. I do set this the same way I set this one today is the way I go in with the Fenty Eaze Drop, just because, again, I am a normal to oily skin type, and it just works better for me if I set my whole face, especially my T-zone. And then also in that comparison photo, I included the Ordinary. This is the serum foundation. This is super lightweight. This is probably the lightest weight foundation out of all the ones I just showed you. And it's super affordable too at only $7. You can find this one on Ulta Beauty online. I have the shade 1.2Y in this one, but I also have another shade. Oh, I have the other shade in the fuller coverage foundation that the Ordinary has. But this is super lightweight, doesn't really settle into pores or fine lines. And I have reviewed this, so I'll include it up here in case you guys want to check that out. But this is definitely going to provide more of a sheer coverage. Doesn't really build up too much the way the Tarte HYDROFlex builds up. I thought it built up pretty well, but I did again today just spot conceal this area. That's where I want the most coverage anyway. But if you're looking for something with very light coverage that's going to be super lightweight on the skin, then this is something you might want to check out. All right, guys, so this new Tarte HYDROFlex Serum Foundation is getting 2 thumbs up from me when I thought it wasn't gonna make it at all. That's why I love doing these 2-day wear tests, because it gives me a chance to try out the foundation with different products and see what's gonna work best for it, or if it's just not gonna work at all. And thank God it worked great today. So definitely will be using it in future videos. But now let me know what you thought about this new Tarte Sea Hydroflex Foundation. Does it sound like something you want to try out? To me, all of the skincare ingredients that it had in it really intrigued me, and that's why I really wanted to try it out, especially since we seem to be on this skin tint, skin veil craze right now. This is definitely something you might want to check out if you haven't picked up the Fenty one, although this is $10 more because you are getting the brush with it. So I'm not too sure what the official retail price would be if you just pick this up alone, because right now they are selling them in a set for $39 on the QVC website. So that is where I'm going to link it to, but whenever it goes to other retailers, I will definitely update you guys in the community section of my YouTube channel, and of course over on Instagram. So leave me your comments, leave me your thoughts, let me know what you thought of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing. As always, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys, drink your water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.